Oh yeah, everybody. Find out what you next.
Thank you.
Let's pray. Most kind, gracious Father, Lord, we come to you again, and God, we want to thank you so much for the rain that you've given us today. Lord, as we said many times in our life, if it wasn't for the rain, we wouldn't be able to enjoy the flowers and the things that grow. So thank you, Lord. God, I pray that you'll be with this body of commissioners as they get ready to take on this month's agenda. I pray, God, that you'll be with each and every one of them. I pray, God, that you'll continue to not only bless our nation, bless our county. For in your Son, Jesus Christ's name, I pray. Amen.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Let's do a roll call. Keith Parker. Shane Bowman. Here. Greg Brooks. Here. Danny Carter. Here. Debbie Davis.
Here.
Munch Davis.
Here.
Christy Harden. Here. Kelly Morgan. Here. And John Kippinger.
Here.
And Samantha Trent. Here. All right. Mr. Logan has not arrived yet, so we're going to continue on with our meeting until he has arrived for our executive session. First will be the approval of minutes. Motion to approve. Second. I got it. Roll call. Keith Parker.
Yes.
Shane Bowman. Yes. Greg Brooks.
Yes.
Danny Carver.
Yes.
Debbie Davis.
Yes.
Mush Davis.
Yes.
Christy Harden. Yes. Kelly Morgan.
Yes.
John Kippinger.
Yes.
And Samantha Trent.
Yes.
All right, and then we've got the approval of the reports of the offices.
Motion to approve?
Second.
All right, roll call. Keith Parker.
Yes.
Shane Bowman.
Yes.
Greg Brooks.
Yes.
Danny Carver.
Yes.
Debbie Davis. Yes. Mush Davis.
Yeah.
Christy Harden. Yes. Kelly Morgan.
Yes.
John Kippinger.
Yes.
And Samantha Trent.
Yes. I need to separate y'all's names.
Did we have any drop-offs for the notary, or we don't have any notaries?
I laid one. There's one of you, yes. We had
Oh,
one.
right there it is. Okay.
We had one drop off right before
All
closing.
right, Diane Cronick? Yeah, I butchered that enough. All right. Do we have a motion?
I make a motion.
Second. Roll call. Keith Parker.
Yes.
Shane Bowman.
Yes.
Greg Brooks.
Yes.
Danny Carver.
Yes.
Debbie Davis.
Yes.
Mush Davis.
Yes.
Christy Harden. Yes. Kelly Morgan.
Yes.
John Kippinger.
Yes.
Samantha Trent.
Yes.
All right, we have some budget amendments. I think they're all 101. Yes.
Thank you. She gave two out.
Okay. Are they all 101?
Numbers 12 through 17 are all 101.
16, 17. That was 13.
Yeah. Mine's 6 o'clock.
So we have line item 39,000 for $50,300 for the building contract going into 51,800-399. We then have 5410-708 for communication equipment for $10,000 going into the 5410-790. same amount. We did have 39,000 undesignated fund balance for 750 going into 53300-331 for general sessions legal services at 750. Also have 56,500 410 for the custodial supplies at the library in the amount of $50. Going into 56,500-709, the library data processing for the same amount. We then have 101,46120 for the airport maintenance grant at 12,805.40. In 58220-702 for the airport improvement at the same amount of 12,805.40. And then we have 39,000 undesignated fund in the general for 10,750 for the building contract in the same amount of 10,750. And that is all the 101.
Make a motion to approve.
Any new discussion? All right, roll call. Keith Parker.
Yes.
Shane Bowman.
Yes.
Greg Brooks.
Yes.
Danny Carter.
Yes.
Davey Davis.
Yes.
Mush Davis.
Yes.
Christie Harden. Yes. Sully Morgan. Yes. John Kipinger.
Yes.
Samantha Trent.
Yes.
All right, Mr. Kipinger, biosolids resolution.
I have one, thank you to work plan. Issues and, everybody's
Commissioner Morgan, you want to give us some info on the Boys and Girls Club?
Yeah, I'm writing on that. Okay, yeah, I just want to give an update. Sorry, I was writing some notes down. Just on, I know things have kind of gotten out of hand and rumor mills have been going like wildfire. So I just want to let everyone know, first of all, the Boys and Girls Club and the county are two separate entities, okay? I know some people on the county side have gotten a good, not cussing, over some things that they have heard, and they're two separate entities. The county doesn't fund us, the county doesn't do any of that. I do sit on the board for the Boys and Girls Club, which I was a part of way before I ever ran for office. So there are several different possible locations we are looking at that have been offered to us. And we do have $700,000 in hand to go toward that. It is not, we lose that money if we do not go over here to Copper Hill Industries. That is not true. We do have time. We don't have a lot of time, but we've got to figure out where our location is going to be. Say all that to say this, that the $700,000 that we do have a time limit on it. So we do have to figure out where that location is going to be and try to figure out the best scenario for the Boys and Girls Club, because it has been our goal to get a club up here in Basin for at least probably over the last 9 to 10 years. We tried it, we've been here for a year, and we're trying to get that going. So I wanted to clear up any rumors, and if you're here for the Boys and Girls Club, will you raise your hand if you have questions about the Boys and Girls Club? If you do, I'll talk to you, and there's two members in the back there that's from the Boys and Girls Club as well. And we'll be glad to speak to any of you about the possible locations, our side of it, clear up any mishaps that you may have after the meeting. Just because it's not a county issue, and I just want to keep that separated so that we're not taking up county time.
Kelly, is this site we looked at last week, is it still in?
Yeah, I mean, that's our
Still
ideal
under,
site,
it's
is off
still
of
in
68.
consideration.
That's our ideal
Yeah.
side of where we would like to be, is off 68. We just got to check on water, we got to check on clearing, sewer, there's a lot of factors that go into that.
I don't know what Gary was talking about, this cost of getting it ready.
Yes. So that's I just wanted to give the update just because I didn't want things to get crazy, and they kind of did, so I just want to clear the air. But we would be glad to speak to anybody here, because really we want the community's input, because we need the community to get the word out. So that we do have kids come to the club. So we would like to meet with any of you after the meeting. And that's all I got, Christie.
All right, thank you. The Appalachian Downgate, Mr. Davis.
Well, I got Ron Freeman here, he's been working on this thing, trying to get this gate. There's several residents down around Turtletown Corner would like to see this thing open. All Ron is asking is for the commission to, give him some support in working and getting it open, which would look good when he presents this to the TVA or Homeland Security, whoever's got it locked. But it is very, right now, if anybody around Turtletown or Farnham wants to fish in Appalachian Dam, they gotta drive all the way up to Hiawassee Dam, which is 25 miles from Turtletown, to put a boat in. And if this gate was open 4 to 5 miles at the most down there, you could put a boat in. There's a lot of good hunting down there. I've hunted down there all my life. This gate's been closed probably, 16, 17 years, or maybe longer.
A little less than that, yeah.
Maybe 15, 14. But, I know why it was closed. It was closed back during the Patriot Act when Homeland Security was closed and we had it all closed. But there's a possibility that it can be opened. I'll let Ron, talk about it for a minute. And that's all this is about. It's just simply trying to get the commission support to, so he can turn it in and it will look pretty good. It'll look good. And all of the residents that live out that way that enjoyed it in the past, I'm sure they'd like to enjoy it again.
Yeah, he's absolutely right. I won't take much of your time. It's really simple. The petition that I have here from the public is 10 pages long. Almost 400 people from right around the area there. We took up the signatures at Kickstart and at the beer joint right down the street. We got a couple people there. I got to take this off. Whew. It's tough talking. And I promised my wife inside I would wear this thing. And I've been fighting cancer for the past year, and it's kind of tough. Breathing through that puppy. But the commissioner is absolutely right. The people need to be able to get back into this and use this for recreation. Some folks have been baptized down there. Some folks have spent their Easters down there. School projects have been done down there. And if we get in front of the board, I'd love for any one of you guys to come on and speak. I was speaking to this one fella over here that's raised all around there. Mush could speak to. Samantha, I spoke to her a couple of years about it. She's done fishing down there before. But that's all I'm asking. If you could sign this here for me, that I can put this with the next petition that I'm going to bring over to Murphy, to Cherokee, the Board of Commissioners over there. I was speaking with the mayor of Murphy. He likes the idea. They actually possess the dam. Yeah. It's in our area, but it's really there. So there's a big following that's going to happen over there once I get that going. But I wanted to give y'all the opportunity to set the face. All right?
Thank you.
Thank you. Y'all can just pass it down. That's for you. Thank you very, very much for all that you do. Really appreciate you.
Mr. Pittenger, I accidentally skipped you over the county private act, the budgeting, purchasing.
No, he said it was like,
Oh, that was the biosolids.
that's biosolids. The, last month we talked about, I put on the agenda, for last month, just to introduce it, and there was discussion that the commission would like to review and go over it. But I've had some of these done, but at the same time, the commission's not lit on this. So I'm asking that there be a meeting set, work session for the full commission to look at the private activity options and set.
Yeah, and I had mentioned doing a workshop, and what I was holding up, what held me up is I didn't hear from the state until Friday, the comptroller's office, on that resolution. And I didn't think there was a time to squeeze it in, obviously, between Friday and today. So we can work on getting something set up to have a workshop. That would be good.
And I also have a review from legal, from representatives, legal staff.
Okay. So do we want to try to set a meeting?
Do you want to go ahead and do that now?
Yeah, and get that out of the way? Do we wanna try to do it before the meeting next month, like 6:30?
I think it probably,
Or do we need to do it
I'd say
separate?
do it separate, just so we're not rushed.
Okay,
So I mean, I don't know, we could do it the Tuesday before, or we could do it the week before, or you name it.
November 7th is November the 14th is the Tuesday before. Is that good with everybody?
The Tuesday before the Thursday meeting,
Uh-huh.
Is that good?
Sounds good to me.
fine with me.
Do you want to do it like 6 or 7?
What's better for everybody coming off
7?
work? 7?
Is that okay?
Okay, so we've got that way we've got it in our minds and on our calendars, and we're not having to try to reach each other when it gets crazy.
Sounds good.
All right, Commissioner Davis.
We'll have to table this. I found out after I had put it on the agenda that before, I knew that before we, if it was approved or anything, before any money was given, it had to be run in the paper, but I didn't know that it had to be run in the paper before we voted on it. So, we'll have to table it for next month, and it'll have to go in the paper. So I'm sorry for any inconveniences that, I tried to get the word out, I hope I did. So,
Yeah, I had several phone calls, so.
yeah, I think everybody got it.
Yes. All right. County executive Hatcher on the bids for the SUV for the sheriff's department.
We only had one bid that came in, and that was by Brannon. This is the same company that's got most all the new vehicles as of late. This is for one vehicle with a 3.3 V6 all-wheel drive Interceptor 2023 model for the price of $45,500. It is listed as a 2023 Ford Interceptor, all-wheel drive V6 gray in color with a driver's side unit LED spotlight.
And they've got enough in their designated.
And their designated funds comes out. Yes,
Make
sir.
a motion to approve bid by Brandy.
Second.
Any other discussion? All right, roll call.
Keith Parker,
Yes.
Shane Bowman, Greg Brooks.
Yes.
Danny Carter,
Yes.
Debbie Davis,
Yes.
Mush Davis.
Yes.
Christie Harden.
Yes.
Kelly Morgan.
Yes.
John Kipinger.
Yes.
And Samantha Trent.
Yes. That passes. Also, you want to do the building for the sheriff's department also.
Right, so the building with the sheriff's department, if I'm not mistaken, this is the second time that this has been turned out for the building. And so, and this is all grant money.
Yes.
So it, non-holding to the county in any way. If I'm not mistaken, the first time, though, it was an exorbitant amount over the grant. And so it was rebid out, kind of like what we've done before on bids that we've had. When you have a price that you feel is higher than what's being looked at. So the first bid that was opened that day was from Old Hillsboro Building for $95,472.95. The next bid was from Skilled Service Quality Construction, and the price was $199,642. The third bid turned in was Sanders Flooring and Construction for $248,373.24. So that was the three bids that were turned in. I know Eddie has dealt with it more than I have, because this was a bid from the sheriff's department.
The 95, the low bid, we do have the money in the grant for that. We don't for the others, and it is sufficient for what we will.
That's fine.
95,000.
That's what I was gonna say, does it
Yes.
do its purpose,
It
does it
does.
serve its
It
purpose?
meets-
Is there such a big
It meets the
difference?
specs of what we need.
What was the other bid? 200.
200.
200 something, 194. I mean, we could have-
$248,640.
What's in them that this one ain't got?
$150,000 difference.
I mean, do they think yours?
So you guys are good with the low bid?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
So, and that would be for Hillsborough building.
I make a motion, we accept the Hillsborough bid.
I'll second it.
I third it.
All right, any other discussion? Let's do roll call.
Keith Parker,
Yes.
Shane Bowman,
Yes.
Greg Brooks,
Yes.
Danny Carver,
Yes.
Debbie Davis,
Yes.
mush Davis.
Yes.
Christie Harden. Yes. Kelly Morgan.
Yes.
John Kipinger.
Yes.
Samantha Trent.
Yes. Approved. All right, body scanner. I think Mr. Eddie was gonna speak to that because they have, seen several, to give us what they think. We need to go with that.
We put it in the grant, we went to several jails and looked at the different units that were out. We specified in the bid a specific body scanner, solid body scanner. And the reason we done that, that was the best unit that we found, while looking at them. There was 3 bids and 2 of them are not that spec. They are totally different. I don't even know the scanners that the other 2 companies bid on. But the solder is what we actually expected in when we run it in the paper. And it's totally on the grant also.
This is covered by the grant too?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
So which one do you want the,
The solder,
solder?
yes.
SOTER.
Yes, SOTDR.
Motion to approve that bid, sorry,
I'll second it.
Any discussion? All right, roll call.
Keith Parker,
yes.
Shane Bowman,
Yes.
Greg Brooks.
Yes.
Danny Carver,
Yes.
Debbie Davis,
Yes.
mush Davis.
Yes.
Christie Harden,
Yes.
Kelly Morgan,
Yes.
John Kipinger,
Yes.
Samantha Trent.
Yes. All right. An executive action, surplus list for the fire department.
Looks. This is the description of the vehicles. Chevrolet C65 tanker that's a gas, Ford Econoline van 86 model, Ford Econoline 1990 model, Ford Crown Vic a 96 model, a Ford F-350 custom work truck, it's 87 model, Ford Expedition 98 model, LTI FMC ladder, that is a 82 model, American LaFrance, it's a 76 model, a Roughneck Ford engine, there's 2 of those, both of those are 84 models, and a Ford tanker that's an 87 model. This is some from the Copper Basin Fire Department that they wish, they say that have exceeded their life expectancy to be able to sell these vehicles. Of course, we would put them into our county general, but it be understood that when and if they find them the proper equipment that they're looking for, that money be able to be pulled out and put onto their other purchase. So for whatever amount those go out for. There's one of these trucks that's a classic per se, and so what we would like to be able to do, of course, is gov deals. Everybody knows that's where you're gonna get your best deals at, because there's gonna be somebody sitting somewhere that wants to pay a whole lot more for that truck than anybody around here will. But that's where we feel that they would be best served. We'll go through gov deals, do the sale that way, so whenever that comes up, of course, when it is available, we'll let all the papers know if there's somebody that wants to bid on any of these vehicles, but that's what that is in the resolution attached. Can you read it? The resolution, okay, what were some numbers, please? 10-1-23, thank you. Whereas the following listed properties has fulfilled its intended usage and longevity in service to the county of Polk, and its continued usage has become suspect as the expected outcome, which such property belong and is included in the following pages. Now therefore be it resolved by the Polk County Commission meeting in regular session on the 19th day of October 2023 and pursuant to the TCA Code 5-14-108 1 and 2, and any other laws of the state of Tennessee, that the Polk County Executive County Attorney is hereby authorized to sell or disperse of any part or in whole the following properties which are hereby deemed to be unusable and/or surplus by the Polk County Commission, with such being made at any legal sale or discharge qualified under Chapter 5 of the TCA Code, or any other applicable laws or allowance of the state of Tennessee for disbursement of surplus, damaged, and unused property.
Motion to approve 10-123.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call.
Keith Parker.
Yes.
Shane Bowman.
Yes.
Greg Brooks.
Yes.
Danny Carver.
Yes.
Debbie Davis.
Yes.
Mush Davis.
Yes.
Christie Harden.
Yes.
Kelly Morgan.
Yes.
John Kipinger.
Yes.
Samantha Trent.
Yes. All right, Mr. Hatcher, Polk County Attorney reports.
Mr. Logan? Still don't see Mr. Logan. And he was aware I actually talked to him today.
You told us up here.
Yes, I did. So, I mean, if y'all want me to slip out, I don't, I don't like to look and dig on the phone and things like that, but I don't care to step out and see if I can get a hold of him.
Step out.
And just see to make sure, because I know that he's kind of walking away from me.
Oh, since the county executive kind of put me under the bus right there, I think, I'm trying to compare the resolution I have here with one that was just sent in, so that's the reason for the phone number, so I apologize.
Yeah, we're gonna take a little bit of a recess till we. Yeah, I'll take a recess for just a minute. That'll give us time to They don't listen very well. I will fix the room that, Parker's from that. Mr. Kevin. I got it. He makes those ones, you don't have But you gotta love Alright, are you done enough that we can go back? Alright, so do you want to speak to this resolution then?
I will speak to this resolution on I put this on the agenda last month, waiting on Bledsoe County, myself and the county executive Hatcher, when she special called me dealing with my own solids. And so they passed a private act request that night. They had to, let's say, walk it back a little bit and redesign what they had voted on, and they got it right and passed it. Monday night's meeting. Yes, sir. We got a copy Tuesday.
Tuesday morning around, I think around 10 o'clock when Mayor Greg Ridley sent it to me. By the time I got it sent to you all, the commission, it was around 11 o'clock on Tuesday.
So I did not have time to by the time I got a hold of it, I didn't have time to get it in the packet, which we were waiting on Bledsoe to do it. And so in the long run, it essentially says that they're asking the state to put on the ballot, allow them to put on the ballot the question on residue biosolids. And it gives an option on the EQ for enforcement purposes. Other than that, the resolution just has to be read. I mean, that's the background. Their attorney in Bledsoe County wrote it. I give them full credit for the document and the research.
So
They have been very, go ahead.
are we gonna, are you gonna send an updated resolution? Because it's got not our county clerk's name on it, it's got Bledsoe County's clerk's name on it.
Does it, well, we'll make that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
okay.
got the county mayor on there, and it's got,
And
it's all.
it needs Robbie's name on it.
But it's just,
And this is the same, after talking with Greg Ridley at Bledsoe, this is also the same resolution that a lot of the other counties are looking at passing. So that way it goes back to like what we talked about. This is not just Polk County, this is not just Bledsoe, this is not just Van Buren, this is not just Warren. This is a lot of the counties that are experiencing this. And so we all have the same documentation, if you would, that goes forward as it's passed up to the legislatures to say, hey, here, it's not just one of us, there's more of us that are in this together.
and the updated roll call sheet will be added to the back where that's at. I didn't realize, I missed that when I changed it to vote. Okay, Executive, would you read this resolution? Let's go to it.
Number, please, right quick,
10-223. Oh, right.
10-2-23, resolution for the Polk County Board of Commissioners in the October 19th, 2023. Resolution requesting authority for a referendum vote regarding the use of biosolids, human waste, treated residuals. Whereas biosolids and human waste residuals, organic material from the treatment of sewage sludge, has been transported to and dispersed or applied to properties in Polk County, Tennessee as a fertilizer. And whereas concerns have been raised by citizens of this county regarding the immediate and long-term effects of the application of such biosolids and human waste materials to properties in Polk County. And whereas in order to protect the health and the safety of the citizens of Polk County and to ensure that investigations and studies regarding the adverse consequences, if any, of the use of such biosolids and human waste materials are properly examined, the Board of the County Commissioners of Polk County, Tennessee hereby desires to adopt a resolution requesting that the Tennessee General Assembly enact legislation which authorizes a referendum vote by the registered voters of Polk County, Tennessee regarding the future use, distribution, or application of biosolids and human waste materials as fertilizer on, in, and about properties in Polk County, limited to such biosolids and human waste materials classified as Class A EQ biosolids as defined by 40 CFR Part 503 and related to Tennessee legislation and regulations at the first general county election following the passage of such legislation, or alternatively to direct the Tennessee Department of Agriculture and or the Tennessee Department of Environment and Conservation to promulgate and appropriate regulations for the future use, distribution, or application of such Class A EQ biosolids and human waste materials as fertilizer in and about properties in Polk County, Tennessee. Now therefore be it resolved by the Board of County Commissioners for Polk County, Tennessee, hereby request that the Tennessee General Assembly enact appropriate legislation authorizing a referendum vote by the registered voters of Polk County, Tennessee regarding the future use, distribution, or application of biosolids and human waste materials as fertilizers on, in, and about properties in Polk County, limited such biosolids and human waste materials classified as AEQ biosolids as defined by the 40 CFR Part 503 and related Tennessee legislation and regulations at the first general county election following this passage of such legislation or alternative to direct the Tennessee Department of Agriculture and/or the Tennessee Department of Environment and Conservation to promulgate, appropriate regulations for the future use, distribution, or application of such Class AEQ biosolids and human waste materials as fertilizers in and about properties in Polk County, Tennessee.
Make a motion to approve
Second.
22-23.
So does that cover Class B also? Like just got here.
They covered everything, and gave
Fees
it
will
all.
cover it again.
Pardon? I'm sorry, I didn't, I was
The
waiting
question
on.
was, does this cover the Class B also?
Yes, as everything, so according to the Bledsoe County Attorney, and with having that done, as well as what is listed in there in the 40 CFR Part 503, that this would classify each and all, and that would take care of it. So it don't only classify as biosolids, but it also classifies as human waste being intended for the distribution or putting down for fertilizer and anything in the county of Polk.
Is he an EPA attorney?
Is who?
The attorney, is he an EPA attorney?
He is the county attorney for Bledsoe
Then
County.
he's not an EPA attorney.
Correct. He speaks for the county of Bledsoe as their county attorney.
I just, okay. But he's not, he can't stand in court about an EPA problem.
I think this is going legislatively, though. This isn't going correct
Correct.
through the court.
No.
This is to put the legislators on notice as to.
And we put him on notice.
Yeah, no, and this is to get them to vote on it. So it's not us taking it, we're not shooting our shot with the court system. We're gonna let this go through legislatively and give the people in the county the right to vote. I understand what you're saying 100%, but this is not going through the court. This is gonna go to legislation, so this is something separate. I think it'll be a good way to go to an initial start, and I'm glad that everybody who went to Bledsoe and met with them there, we really appreciate you guys going to do that. I think it's good that these counties are banding together, that it's not just Polk County out here. We really appreciate the county commission stepping up and helping us out with that, and I know several of you went to that actual meeting and met with them. So I think the legislative route is a great route to go. Appreciate you guys, thank you.
And if I may pick on Mr. Huberman, he asked, when would it be on the ballot? This is the first step to take it through the legislation, for them to pass it, and then, as it states in there, for the next election cycle. So if it goes through, and then it's on the ballot. That was one of the discussions that was talked about at length at Bledsoe County. That body of commissioners felt as well, and I tell everybody, I don't speak for the body of commissioners. I know how you all have a hard decision in appointing a board. You always say, I wish it was up to the voters in the district, and that's what Bledsoe County was saying that night, correct, John? That they would rather the voters of Bledsoe County be able to determine, because you had more than one in Bledsoe County that was using this. You had some farmers, and then you had some farmers that couldn't get it, and then you had those that were, and the commission said, well, why don't you let the voters decide? The voters are ultimately who handles the fate of those that are over them, so let the voters decide. And that's how they presented this from their county attorney of Bledsoe.
And another, and I'll make this quick, another thing is everybody thinks, well, let's just put it to referendum. And under that aspect, let's, let the people decide. And that's true, but there's only certain things by law that are allowed on referendum vote. The wheel tax, different taxes that are very specific. Without the legislature allowing it to go to referendum, it can't just be put on. And that's the reasoning for going through the private act for that.
Does anybody know how long this process generally takes?
They go back in session to hear on, put it on the calendar in
January, I think.
January. Probably January, February, before they come.
It would be in this session,
Conclusion
when
on
they,
it.
it would have to go to committee first and go to legal to bring it out of committee. Should go to session in about April, April, May.
if it makes it through all those steps, this is the start, and then this is sending this up and getting them to put this on for a referendum.
So we gotta smell it another year.
No, it could possibly be on the ballot next August at the general election.
Everybody's got to be, got to have their petitions in to run by March.
As long as they approve this, so the August election, that's scheduled.
That could be the general election.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it'll be on the ballot.
it has to be on general, you can't
Yeah.
have a referendum on primary.
Right.
March be the day. Sometime I think it would be a deadline to get it in,
This go
to get
around.
it started.
This was the only thing that's come up that we've had a real option of trying to come together and see it. And I know today, that's the reason I brought it up. I actually brought it up, for District 3. I know commissioners up here have been working hard on this deal. I just happened to be there and made the contact and get the paper sent to me.
Any discussion? Roll call. Keith Parker.
Yes.
Shane Bowman.
Yes.
Greg Brooks.
Yes.
Danny Carver.
Yes.
Debbie Davis.
Yes.
Mush Davis.
Yeah.
Christie Harden. Yes. Kelly Morgan.
Yes.
Ron Kipinger.
Yes.
Samantha Trent. Yes. We'll see what happens. All right, we have addendum to the agenda. Dissolving a board. Okay.
So we've been doing some research, and we got an email today. I don't know if you guys realize. You guys looked at it, and I'm glad you showed up here. So we've been looking into this, and I've been in contact with the ECD State Secretary Office, CTAS, about our IED board. And I'm sorry you feel like a lame duck in your email today. We did get that, and I did forward that on to the ECD board, who informed us that you can add us to that list, and they can send us emails too. Those aren't time sensitive, by the way. You know, they have to go to the board for it to be voted if you guys are on there. But that board was to never supersede our elected officials and or commit our county to any obligations. Upon that research, we have concluded that the IED board members have not signed the necessary conflict of interest forms. According to CTAS, the signing of these forms is required for this board. So I would ask for you guys to please fill those out. Those need to be turned into your secretary and also to the election commission and us, please. I would also like for the last 5 years of your notes that you guys have voted on be submitted to us, because we would like to see what you guys have voted on that has directly affected your financial gains. So we would like to see those just to make sure that that has not happened.
I think all those are filed with James' office, but if there's anything missing, we'll be glad to try to get what you need.
Okay, thank you. And the state of Tennessee also has a link that you guys can go fill these out online. So with going back to those, it does, each member was supposed to sign those conflict of interest due to the ethic rules for the state of Tennessee. So we're gonna look over those to see what that has happened, conversations, anything that has been regarding of those. So I do appreciate you guys, but going forward, if you guys have anything time sensitive, please add us to that. Just so you don't, I mean, today when we got your email that you were a lame duck, we're really sorry about that, but we would like to be part of this because it does affect everybody here. So, they did say, the ECD board did say that we could be added to those. And if you had any questions, either I can reach back out to them or you can. Thank you.
I also just sent around, their financial report from, I think, 2020 to present. And I also sent the email that I spoke with, Heather Duncan at CTAS that, we were not legally allowed to dissolve the board.
This one also, and it does said they need to do their conflict of interest.
Right, and also that we have from our attorneys that they cannot be dissolved, that they have to dissolve themselves. And also, I have where they were created, in 1981 or 82, 1981. And one of the paragraphs in here also states that they cannot be dissolved without dissolving themselves.
I did find out too that, from the ECD board that, we were always supposed to be voting on everything that they did. So, technically, we didn't have to have the resolutions that we passed. It was a great thing that we did do it, but we were always supposed to have final say in everything.
Well, that's kind of a, I don't know really how I feel about that. It's not a whole lot of point in having a board that we've got to have complete say over, if they don't have any power. Now, I don't have an objection to them being completely transparent before anything is done. I agree with that. But they gotta have power or we don't need it.
Well, they are doing their research, and they should have to come to us.
Yeah, but, you know, we gotta be real careful on what we do, that they've gotta come to us before they lose out on
Well,
something.
we
That's my
talked
fear.
to the ECD board today. So what they said is if it was time sensitive, they could add us to the email if it was something like that. But none of it is completely like you need to do it right now.
Yeah.
They said everything has to go back through their board and has to be voted on before it can even come to us. So there was a lot that I did learn today, and none of it's time sensitive that has to be done right now, that before they lose it. So,
Derek, the thing that you sent out today that has to be turned in by the 23rd.
Yeah, if you read that, that's one submission of many. We get, on average, 3 to 5 projects from the state a week. And most of those say submissions due by close of business, and it will tell us, this one was sent today, says submission due by close of business, October